we all know it is probably not. Little chat with another slice of life. Biggles keeps talking about another villainess. And in a chocolate meat beside it, that you back. Watashi tachi wa sorera wa subete buseki shimasu. It's the Biggles breakdown, another anime night. Fighting all the shows and the plots. It's time for the Biggles breakdown.
I think we can talk to each other right now.
Yeah, we can.
And nobody else can hear it.
Oh, well, whatever.
Or maybe not. Who knows?
Who knows? I don't know if they could hear it. But I think because I added us in later, it fucked up. Because there is a way for off stage, like where we can only hear it, and I don't know how that works correctly. But whatever.
I haven't messed around with it either, but I do know what you're talking about because.
Yeah, there's also a way to get my chat in the corner, and I haven't figured that out yet.
Muffler says we could hear you.
Sweet. That's what we want. We want you to be able to hear us. Because if you can't hear us, then what's the fucking point of streaming? How many times have I had people come into my stream and be like, Biggles, you're muted. And it will be like 30 minutes into the stream, and I'm just like talking to myself. Like nothing happened. But yeah, so we had to watch High School of the Dead this week, and fan-fucking-tastic, best jiggle.
Yeah, I was about to say, check
game.
your mouth, man. Nobody has to watch High School of the Dead. We choose to watch it.
No, we had to watch it.
Okay,
Listen,
let me
listen,
just point
if
out.
you didn't watch it, I was going to hunt you down. Okay.
This in and of itself is an impressive feat. It is an ecchi anime with over a 7.0 score on my anime list. That's not something that often happens because the more fan service you have, the more you have jagoffs just downvoting it because jiggle physics.
Yeah, but this has the. Okay,
but this one has the jiggle physics.
Yes.
So, fun fact, right? I have a friend who fucking despises fan service in anime, right?
Is it gay?
It's a girl. But
is she gay?
They love it in High School of the Dead. No, because then they would love it.
The proper stage, I think.
Oh, I
there
think
you go.
Broke something. What the? I was yelling. I broke.
Biggles, stop pressing buttons. If you don't know how the streaming works, don't press the fucking buttons.
I'm like, it's broken. Someone send help. I'm like yelling in the background, like, send help.
Anyway, I was gonna say the proper response, Biggles, is to look that girl dead in the eye and be like, fucking tourist, and just walk away.
But the funny thing is, she's cool with it in High School of the Dead. She likes it in High School of the Dead, which
is she a Fujoshi?
That's the one that likes boy loves, right?
Yes.
Yes, that is exactly. Yes.
And she's probably, into the other gay shipping stuff. And, we do have that scene in the bath and everything, where the teacher and all the girls are climbing all over each other in the nude.
But wouldn't she rather have that be boys? Like, isn't that what that means?
I'm just saying, like, some people like boy on boy and girl on girl, okay?
Wasn't she the school nurse? Right? She was the school nurse. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's a school nurse who is just casually friends with a spec ops operator,
Well, so I
think it's a little more than casual, Crimson.
Especially after the OVA.
I'm pretty sure it's biblical.
So
I was being generous, all right.
So I realized this for the first time out of like the 10 times I've seen this, when she's on the back of the motorcycle with Takashi, she has one hand here and one hand on his junk. And she's like, I haven't felt one of these in a long time. And he's like, no, motorcycle, right?
I haven't felt something like this in a long time.
Oh, yeah. then she's like,
motorcycle, right? I can't hear you. Right? You mean the motorcycle, right? I can't hear you. She is not as oblivious as she seems.
Uh,
I think
Yeah.
that I think of all the characters in this show, the teacher was probably the horniest one of them all.
oh yeah, yeah.
Which is saying something because the gun nerd, he was definitely a horny motherfucker.
Okay, number one, the gun nerd turned out to be the most useful person in the entire group, I think, because his skills and knowledge is useful for everybody. Like, Kendo Girl can't be teaching everybody how to use a sword super fast, but gun nerd is
Shoot, man.
like hold it up. This is like brace against the shoulder.
Lean into it.
Uh,
Like on the fly, teaching him how to use a shotgun and everything.
yeah.
But here's the real question: hornier school nurse, Too Many Losing Heroines, or High School of the Dead?
Is there a difference between thirsty and horny?
I mean, I feel like they're both the same.
Because I don't really know. Like, there are two different kinds of horny. Like, the school nurse in this one, she's just like just down to fuck, it seems like, no matter what. And like she comes off as like super ditzy and innocent and all that, but like as we mentioned earlier, when she's riding the motorcycle, she's grabbing the main character's junk and everything. There's also all of the inferred lesbian stuff that they talk about. Her playing with everyone's like tits and stuff. Well, actually, no, that was the childhood friend who was playing with everyone's tits in the bath.
Right.
Um,
Or no, Takagi, the pink-haired childhood friend, or the
no,
orange-haired childhood friend.
the one who dumped the main character,
Ray.
Yeah,
orange
Ray.
hair. Okay.
That would have been Ray.
Yeah. Well, he's got two childhood friends in there.
Mhm.
I like how Psycho is like awesome. It's just like as soon as she gets the sword, it's like game over
Dude,
for all these
of
zombies.
course you would be into the chick who just loves to kill people and brutalize them. Of course you would.
Of course.
But no, I mean, back to the question at hand. So this teacher, this school nurse wants to get it on herself. The other school nurse from Too Many Losing Heroines is always thirsting over watching people get it on.
Oh.
She's the person who's like, I like to watch.
But also, isn't it heavily implied in Too Many Losing Heroines that school nurse got it on for like a decade before she became a school nurse?
With the line that she basically memorized all the stains in the ceiling.
Exactly. That she was on her back enough to be able to count and memorize.
So, like, it really depends. Is it hornier to, be completely DTF with just about anyone, including your students? Or is it hornier to constantly want your students to start getting together so that you can film them?
Well, it depends. Is it worse to be an OnlyFans girl who gets railed by 1,000 dudes, or just watch porn all the time?
I think both are pretty bad.
Oh, well, then we can't answer your question with our answers. You would think it would be the one getting railed by 1,000 dudes, but I would assume it would be.
Well, I mean, in context of who's hornier, it's a coin toss. It's really going to depend. You mentioned the OnlyFans chick getting railed by 1,000 dudes, and I can only think of the meme of the guy who basically did all of the math and like came to a conclusion. Before I met my girlfriend that I was about to propose to, she had taken 10 miles of dick, and that made me think. Needless to say, we're not in a relationship anymore. I can't help but think of that meme when you start talking about stuff like that. Just like the dude was like sitting there calculating that shit.
Dude, that's a lot of math. Did he like measure each person before he did it? Like,
No, he basically just it took like
Averages.
the averages of everything and like tossed them into a couple of like weird ass calculations and came up with the whole yeah, like 10 miles of dick.
That's insane.
So I went and I walked 10 miles and that put things into perspective.
That's hilarious. All right. Uh,
Anyway, I will say though that the teacher in this one, like, I just gotta respect her fucking fun bags. Like, holy shit.
I like when she's like, if I don't keep eating, they're going to shrink to double D's.
Have
And
they
they're like,
shrank yet?
uh, yeah, but this is so funny, man. This is one of the like only two zombie movies or like zombie anything that I like, and the other one's Shaun of the Dead because
You
Shaun
don't
of the
like
Dead is
Zom 100?
no, I've never seen it. I don't really like zombie stuff, and I only watched this because someone was like, "Listen,
Uh,
if you don't watch High School of the Dead, I'm going to call you gay every day." And I go, "Don't you already do that?" And he said, "Yes, but now I will call you gay more times in the day."
Oh, let
And
me guess. I'm getting the impression, was this Swigs?
no, this is way before I met Swigs.
I just had to take a guess. I mean, you're still gay, but
But
I
now you're
guess
gay more times.
no. I'm just saying. Even though you've watched High School of the Dead, you're still gay. But that's a you problem.
Ugh.
Anyway, as far as this goes, like, actually a really good series overall. And one of the things that I like, there are a lot of things that I enjoyed about it. I mean, setting aside the fan service element of this, it still would be a good show because one, the main character isn't a fucking loser.
Yeah,
I've been more and more hating the idea of you have these like main characters who are just like these wilting wallflowers who like are constantly nervous around people, who are like super like afraid and like just never want to do anything. It's one of the biggest tropes that I'm glad we're kind of moving on from with romance or just anime in general. Um this guy actually is a he's a fucking bro. So he goes out, he gets shit done, and is generally a likable main character. On top of that, I feel like a lot of the characters are written pretty well. They aren't just, tropes. They actually have some depth to them. They're actually interesting people. They feel a little bit more alive, especially as you look at like the gun nut Kota. That's his name.
yeah, Koto Hamaro.
Yeah. Hirano.
Hirano, sorry.
Yeah,
I
Kota
can't read.
Hirano. So like, and they all end up bringing something to the table that they will need to survive. I mean, you have someone who is smart enough to analyze the situation and, remain calm and deal with things. You have a bunch of, frontline fighters, people who actually have some intimate knowledge of weapons and stuff. And it isn't just one brand of weapon. Like, they don't only have the melee experts, they also have people who, know how to use firearms and stuff. And then you have the school nurse in her fun bags.
Exactly.
The only chick who didn't have her titties covered by her hair in the bath scene. The only one who is full on, like uncensored completely.
there's just no way to contain them.
Can someone play taps?
I can do this. For fun bags, I can do that. I get that now. Look at that. I can do that.
That's the sound of me batting them back and forth furiously. Just like Chonosuke with Wiz and Konosuba, just a anyway, like it's just, and again, outside of the fan service stuff, really good, very well written. I liked it. A little drama heavy, but I think it plays it all very well. Um and the animation is fantastic. Like they do a better job with this than a lot of like the mid-grade action series that come out today. So hey, I would watch more of this. Too bad we're never going to get any more of this.
Yeah,
It's
that's the real
sucks.
disappointing thing.
Because at the end of the OVA, they're like, just wait till next season, and
We'll
then
see you in the next season.
and
And then
Nope.
the author fucking dies.
rip. The shame though. Man, like that's. I wish we would get more of this. He didn't have a protege that could carry on his legacy.
Apparently not.
Sad.
I believe
Alright.
the artist said that he would not do any more High School of the Dead in respect to the guy passing away. And I don't know whether he has like co-equal rights as the artist versus the writer, but I remember seeing stories where the artist was like, "Nope, I will never do another High School of the Dead because he was High School of the Dead, and I'm not gonna disrespect him by doing something with somebody else."
If I were if I were an author and I was making a series and I died before I could finish it, I would actually want someone to try and take up the mantle and finish it out, at least to the best of their ability, because I feel like that would be at least give fans some closure on the series, even if it isn't, the most desirable thing. Kind of how I feel like, and that's why I respect Koji Mori for taking up Kentaro Miura's pen and finishing out Berserk, because at that point, at least the series comes to a close, and it's not just an indefinite, or it's not just a permanent like cutoff. There isn't some sort of like, oh, this could have gone farther. At the very least, it comes to an end. So if I were in the author's position for this, I would have been perfectly fine with someone, replacing me and finishing out my series. However, there's also the flip side of this to where I can understand why some people wouldn't. Because if your ending, or if the way you end the series doesn't satisfy fans, they are going to rail on you all the harder.
That's because it's 10 million episodes.
Well, yeah. So
and I can respect the guy not wanting to take the risk of getting all the flack for not doing this.
Yeah, because right now, High School of the Dead is effectively the perfect Schrodinger's cat. Like, it's got the greatest ending of all time and the worst ending of all time because it has no ending, right? We don't know how this would have gone. We've seen, like with Oshinoko, like something that was beloved completely tank just off the way they ended it.
Well, that was because Aka Akasaka decided to throw a fucking fit when he was denied the ending he wanted.
Yeah, I mean, at least the guy who does Mashuko Tensei stuck with the aunt and nephew route as canon. He was like, "Nope,
well,
I'm not getting rid of that."
Rifujin just has described his own writing process as, I write what I want, and if audience likes it, good. If not, too bad.
All right, chat. Everybody, put your thoughts of this show in here as we go over our. As we go, wouldn't her boobs be a two-piece? So there's two pieces of her boobs. All right, let's. There's one boob and left, or a left boob and a right boob.
The one piece is just a swimsuit.
All right, so this is the one. We'll read this one. Ready? Tempted to write the rest myself. That's the thing. Okay.
Brilliant. Incredible.
That is the best review I've ever seen. Okay, now let's add ours. Truer words have never been spoken. Okay. All right, let's add our review. What do we rate it, guys?
Who's going first?
I'll
This is 9.5.
9.5, so 95.
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaving that extra 5 for when we get to Frieren tonight, so 95.
Okay. I am going to say 89.
Wow, that's going to make you the odd one out because I was also going to say 95, particularly because this
Damn,
series
I suck.
was never going to get a continuation.
Damn, I suck. I'm sorry, guys.
Mhm.
So it's still a 93. Still a 93. Okay. Is there any nudity or sexual content? None
A
at all.
ton.
You
A
better slide.
ton.
Move
You
that
better
slider.
slide that all the way up. There
Move
are
that
so
slider.
many fucking panty shots in this. And again, like I said,
Even the zombies have panty shots.
yeah, the teacher, just full bearing her tits in the bath scene. And again, I gotta say, like this perfectly satisfies me because it's not just a series that is all oh, we got to go fan service to the max and do nothing for story. No, it's a genuinely good, like, well written story with a lot of like actually interesting characters and shit. So like, perfect. I mean, Big Jiggly's a good story and great characters. What else could you want?
There's even panty shots of the zombies. I like how they'll do like a little pan and they'll just be like zombie panties. You're like, all right.
I guess I must have missed that, but I was locked in every time they were fighting because they really did love to show Sayako's black panties.
Yeah. So if you if you go rewatch it again, you'll yeah, but Change Soldier is not as good as High School of the Dead. Um, High School of the Dead is classic, legendary. That is great take on zombies. Okay, we'll put that in the review. Okay, muffler tape. Can I copy and paste that? Yeah, let's go. Muffler tape.
See, this is a respectable fan service series, unlike Prison School.
Are you trying to start people with fight? I know there's people who love Prison School, so I'm just checking.
Yeah, I'm trying to start a fight, but I don't ever want to touch Prison School.
Uh,
That's the big thing is people in my audience are like outraged that I don't want anything to do with Prison School.
It lost me when they made a major plot line about the guy somehow managing to see her use the bathroom several times.
dun dun dun.
I was
All right.
like, no. Wait a second. Who is Prison School does not have superior fan service to High School of the Dead? That is, I'm sorry, Marcel. That is a shit take. Zombie. I mean, High School of the Dead has some of the greatest fan service that has ever been put in anime.
Matrix style dodging titties. Okay, dodging bullets with the titties. Like,
I was curious one time with how fast this chick's tits would have to flap in order to move around that rifle bullet like that, and I'm
That
just
was a
like
308. A
yes.
308 rifle is going probably out of a full size rifle, which it was. Probably 20 over 3,500 feet per second.
I'm just saying that when it comes to that, it wouldn't necessarily rip her tits off her chest, but she would be feeling it afterwards if her tits were flapping that fast.
All right, so if it was going average for 308 Winchester round would be 2,500 to 3,000 feet per second, depending on cartridge and et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, on the low end, 2,500 feet per second. That's what, a mile a second? No, what are we talking about? 2 miles? No, a mile in 2 seconds. God.
No, well, basically, the calculation you would need to run is how, or what's the distance, across the average, high school girl's chest. So, how far did the bullet travel in that period of time versus how far her tits traveled to get a velocity for, her boobs, and then compare that to the weight of them to generate a number for how much force they produce when they're moving back and forth like that.
I mean, effectively, they have to be moving the speed of fucking helicopter blades for
Yeah,
her
and
rifle
And what
around the
I'm
window.
saying is that wouldn't be enough force to rip them off her chest like that, but she would definitely feel the sting of them flapping around like that.
I mean, I know women who, when they jog, if they don't wear the right sports bra, will come back and have
And
pain for
hit them in the
hours.
face. Oh,
And no, this is the kind of autistic math that I do when it comes to jiggle physics.
This is making me think, has everybody seen Silicon Valley? Like the TV show?
Are you talking about the scene where they start doing the fucking calculations?
Regulation
How
about
many
how
people
long
you
it
could
would take
jerk
jerk
off?
off. Yeah. And then when he's at the end, when they've won the award, and he's talking to the reporter, and he's like, "Do you know how long it would take you to jerk off everyone in this room? Because I know how long it would take me."
how much violence is there?
A
Lot,
I
lot,
mean,
a
move
yes.
the
lot,
slide.
a ton.
Okay, no.
Just move the
So
slider all the way over.
yeah, move it all the way over and then just type yes in the chat column. Just yes. And that's
how,
it. That's
how much violence? A ton. Yes. Is there any graphic language? I'm going to put a bit
If you
more.
watch the dub, there's a
There's
whole lot of fuck words in there.
Yeah, the dub has a good amount.
the
Yeah.
so High Dive has the subs and the dubs when you're watching it. If you actually watch it, the subbed, the pink-haired girl has such a better character than she does in the dub. If you watch the sub, and in the sub, I think the
You didn't
only
like
thing.
her?
Well, I mean, she has a better character in the sub than she does in the dub.
Who
So
does?
the pink-haired girl,
Oh, I see. She just struck me as the classic like abusive tsundere type
yeah,
in the dub. I actually don't have a problem with her with the dub, but maybe there were a lot of like pop culture references in here in the dub. Like they mentioned Terminator a couple of times.
yeah. They mentioned Breaking Bad too. I think in the OVA.
They
Uh,
do actually. They do mention Breaking Bad.
Um, all right, we need Marcel's thing on this.
He said the Walking Dead spinoff we've all been waiting for.
Where did you say that?
Like the fourth chat from the bottom.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe we should just put them all together like this. All right. Let's see. I think that's everyone, right? Crimson, what is yours?
My comments on this.
Yes.
It is a perfect representation of the kind of fan service anime that I like.
Oh, that's totally wrong. Representation of the fan service that I like. Little Chad or Crimson, do you have more to add?
I mean, I have more thoughts, but I don't want to make you type them all, and I'll save that for after we're
Okay.
done here.
Little Chad.
I would say a true classic of the era it was made, because this really like there was a time like that like late early O's into the beginning 2010s was a very, I mean, that's when High School DxD started, High School of the Dead. I mean, so I think this is kind of like a real good representation of the best of that fan servicey action genre. like I said, it doesn't go too far, like New Testament of the Devil's Sister, where that's basically H.
Uh,
It doesn't it doesn't go so goofy like High School of the Dead with some of the, especially the dub with the jokes. I think this one is really the best example of that. Even though I love High School of the Dead and everything, but this one really is the best example of like the action etchy mashup.
This is High School of the Dead we're talking about. So what's the anime
Yeah.
you actually mean to say instead of High School of the Dead?
Oh, High School DxD. I mean, I enjoy that one for what it is, but
they're all
this
the
one
same in the dark. Titties are all the same in the dark.
I mean, High School DxD has a much more broad waifu
Oops.
spectrum, but this
What
one
is my
has.
name? I put my actual name. My bad.
Jeremy's, that was an intellectual way to just say boobs are good. Yeah, that's was there's a there's a guy who quote got kicked off CNN because he's like, I believe in the First Amendment and boobs because both of them have never let me down.
Well, that was
I think
Travis something, right? That was the guy who was on
Clay Travis, yeah.
Clay Travis. That's his name. What did I say? Clay Thomas. Oops. Whatever. This
I was
show
going to
is
say Travis Scott just because, but now that we know who it actually is, we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, as far as like I've talked about this point quite a bit, but since we're doing all this, this is a really good representation of the kind of thing I say when I comment on fan service not being the whole dish, but a dressing that you put on something to make it even better. Like, you're not gonna go fucking eat a spoonful of mayonnaise out of the jar, but you can put it on a sandwich and it'll definitely make it better. And this is a great example of it where like everything else about the anime is just generally really fucking good. And then you get that generous helping of fan service on top of it, and it's just like, all right, you know what? This is a classic.
I put this show is fantastic if you like zombies, acting it or action. Sorry, I thought I put action. Action and fan service. The characters are great and the story is good. The worst part is we won't get a new season because the author died. And then I put all of our stuff. Did we not rate anything? No, we rated everything. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else want to add anything? Anyone?
I got nothing. I've said my piece on this. It's just like like my standard qualifications for an anime, this one passes with flying colors. Plus, I mean, uh, titties. Titties, people.
There we go.
Titties. And
So-
all of these women are all fucking horny for the same dude.
yes. But Takagi or not Takashi, Takagi? Is that how you say the pink haired girl's name?
The pink hair girl, yeah, Takagi, Saya Takagi.
Takagi, right? Her parents are like, go to Hirano, go to the otaku. we are giving him our blessing.
Except for the mayonnaise guy at that ballpark. What?
He's saying don't get the mayonnaise from the guy at the ballpark, as in his semen. Okay, I also ended it with Hirano is better than Takashi. Fight me. Putting it there. Okay, publish.
Did you say Takashi?
Yeah, isn't that his name? Takashi? The main character?
Okay, never mind. I misread something. It's not a big deal. No, Biggles is definitely a robot.
Oh, is my internet fucked again?
No, I'm just making a joke.
Oh.
Because they have that verification at the bottom, and you checked. I am not a robot. I was like, you're definitely a robot.
I is robot.
Yes, Biggles is robot.
I is a robot. Post to
Biggles
the group.
robot.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
I need someone to just like make some clips of like editing Biggles into the Terminator, just like I'll be back.
All right. I'm going to let you guys start on Frieren. I'll be right back.
Oh, look at him bailing because he knows he's about to
No,
get destroyed.
no, I gotta pee really bad. I don't want to pee my pants. So go ahead, talk about Frieren, and I'll be right back.
I
Okay.
I mean,
At
I'm
least
glad
he
it's
has it at
finally.
number one. He has it at number one.
I think he did it because number one, it's true. It was fantastic. Talk about like not losing a step coming out of the episode. Like we get, I mean, it is at this point, it's Freeman, right? You expect certain things, and it just didn't miss. Like the worry would be that coming into the next season there would be a drop off. They wouldn't have quite the same thing. But I loved this episode. I loved the flashback to Freeman, like that part where she's just smiling so happily as she's getting carried away from the dragon and thinking back to when she was getting carried by Emily. You know, it was it was beautiful. Like, and then we get I love the adult, like when you're talking about characters not pursuing love interest, right? In anime, it's a thing. It gets frustrating sometimes. But this one, I don't get frustrated with it because it seems that they are just genuinely building the developing feelings of friends becoming more between Fern and him. So, I don't know, I just thought it was a fantastic episode. Really great representation of the series and what it's about, where you're just experiencing the joy of traveling with your companions, realizing like what, looking back, you can see Freeman realizing what she had and now what she lost by losing her friends who have passed on. I loved the jokes about the like magic stones that block mana, and how it was a Chekhov's gun that immediately had payoff. That wasn't just something like 3 episodes later that we had to deal with. I love Fern coming in, but like, we can't have that. You got to leave it. We can't bring that with us. We're only OP because we've got 2 top tier mages. He's great as a frontline guy, but we need magic. But it would be worth, like, no, leave it.
Yeah, no, this and I can make the comparison between this first episode and Hell's Paradise first episode. One of the big issues, like this one, the story's a lot simpler, so it's easier to just pick up where you left off from the last season. They do some like reestablishment in the first episode where they kind of call back to the very first episode of Frieren with like some of the opening shots and how they animate things, and I like that. But it also doesn't have the same time gap um that
I'll let
I
them
mean
say.
it would still cause problems. I'm
Because yeah,
assuming.
just if they run into trouble and they have to get into a combat situation, you're gonna like managing keeping him 2 meters away as they're going through. Like, if he jumped away from an attack on him and got within the 2 meters of Frieren, or Frieren, when they're trying to cast a spell and then it immediately shuts down, could be a real big problem. So
Mhm.
Fern is she's making the correct call, where, again, if you're OP because you have the 2 high end mages, you don't bring magic blocking devices with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like back to what I was saying is like the difference in my reception between this and Hell's Paradise effectively comes down to like you're not dealing with as complex a story. They do a little bit a better job of like getting you back into everything, and there isn't the same time gap. Like I did not have a good impression of the first episode of Hell's Paradise. I'm not gonna lie, I did not think it was a great first episode. This is the polar opposite of that. It's almost a perfect first episode for a season 2.
I also
Um,
like how they were dropping the hints. I mean, you get with conversationally perfectly, not like a Hermione Granger expo dump, where they're talking about trouble happening up north, right? The demons are starting to move on things, but it's happening in an organic way where they're mixing it in with him getting recruited to try to go to the other party. So that kind of detail seems a little less important as you are focused as the audience on like, is he going to leave? Is he going to tell? Is it he staying for Fern? All that kind of stuff. But I think within the context of the show, the trouble and what the demons are up to up north is clearly, I think, going to be something that ends up being a bigger story.
So
Well, we'll get to that either way. Like I thought that like the humor for this one was great. I loved a lot of the character stuff. And like you mentioned with the whole like romance thing with Fern and Stark in this, um I thought it was like a really good like little like nod to that with her basically like being, like happy to be close to Stark and everything. The humor for this landed with almost every single one of the jokes that they were making, like, hey, here's this cool thing it can do. If you put mana into this crystal, it glows. And then they just cut right to the next like scene. And you still see it from across the lake as the crystal's just glowing. Or the stuff where like Stark is like, I'm here because I want to be a part of this group. So treat me nicer. Okay. And then he freaks out, like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Like where she's
Treating
getting,
me
she's
nicer.
she's like, fine, I'm gonna be honest with some of my feelings. Let's do, and then it
Do
freaked like
you
what?
do you want me to pet your head?
Did you guys notice that they were doing like callbacks to episode 1? Like when
Yeah,
they're in the wagon?
that's what I
Did you
said
say that?
is,
Oh, okay.
well, yeah, I mean, at the very beginning of the episode, they do a lot of like um intentional nods to the way the first episode of season 1 opens.
Okay. I don't think I was here when you said that, but I didn't hear it since I got back. So I wanted
Either
to.
way, honestly, fantastic way to open the season. I'm looking forward to more. This show has not disappointed me at all, especially as a manga reader. So,
I mean, can we also talk about how this show has managed the greatest jump in anime ratings history, going from 30th to first within 1 week?
On my anime
okay, can
list,
we talk
or
about how Frieren has only been dethroned by more Frieren?
how dare it? How dare Frieren beat Frieren?
On
That's
my
elf
anime
on
list,
elf.
season 1 of Frieren only got beaten out by season 2 of Frieren.
Dare it. And it's only one episode too. It's like it is now the perfect episode in one episode. I would say season 1 is going to be better than season 2 because you get 28 episodes rather than 10. But
Are they
I
basically just splitting, like doing season one was a two core? Are they basically just splitting two cores that would have been season two up, and we're getting it within a year, and they're going to call it season two and season three?
Well, Madhouse has other projects that they're doing. So I'm imagining that they're just doing the 10 here to continue on with Frieren and profit off of it. Um and they will probably make a full like season. Who knows? There's quite a bit, but like one of the big things that comes up is, there's the whole El Dorado arc, and that's actually a very long one. So Um, we'll see how they decide to go about that, but I think it's more so just they're doing the 10 episodes now. I haven't seen any news about them announcing another core or anything. I'm curious to see what they're going to do.
I feel like this is one of the key highlights of the terrible economics of the anime system, where logistically they should be in like pumping free rent out at high quality in with consecutive years, but because they're booked for other new anime, they have to stop and do that. And that new anime has very high probability of not being anywhere near as profitable for merch sales and every all the ancillary stuff as free rent. I
uh,
don't know what the right answer is. It seems crazy to me that somehow they're managing to get Shield Hero on this very consecutive schedule, but Frieren, they're gonna like, let's do it on the back burner.
Well, what's the quality difference between the animation for Frieren and Shield Hero?
Well, I'm saying like the studio should be like that studio should be locked up. Just do Frieren.
Mhm.
Just like that. You should be
Frieren's
doing
one of
that.
the prettiest shows there is. Like I rewatched it right before the season, and I'm just like looking at it and saying this is like super pretty just to look at it. And at one point, I completely forgot what was going on in the story because I was just looking at the backgrounds and the animation and
Mhm.
all that. Even though I already knew what was going on, but I completely forgot where I was in the story.
The close ups when she's cleaning her jewelry, like the hairband, hair clip, and the wristband, is just it's such a basic moment, right? No action, all that stuff, but it's just so beautifully and lovingly animated that it keeps you focused. Like your focus on her fucking polishing jewelry because it's just so well animated. It's the anti version compared to like um I'm going to throw out this one because I wanted to see Crimson go off. It's the anti-failure frame where you're just aghast at what you're seeing on screen and want to run away from it, right? Like you're the stuff on Frieren is super basic. It's just traveling, right? We didn't see any major action set pieces. They're traveling in a cart. They're going to an inn. They're having conversations. They do have one part where they run away from like a dragony thing, but it's not really it wasn't a huge like full episode kind of effort to animate that, and it's just beautiful.
That was going to be a thing that I was going to bring up. Is the manga is on hiatus, so that might be a factor that contributes to how they are going about it. It also may just be there may be other decisions where they have multiple teams and stuff that they're rotating like their top talent in and out of. Who knows? I don't think it's a JC staff situation where they are completely screwing over everything that they're doing because they
They have like 50 animes they're working on at once.
yeah, like 10 anime in a year that they're doing, and they constantly keep pulling their best talent off of One Punch Man. No, I don't necessarily
God,
understand
what
the
happened to One Punch Man is criminal.
I don't necessarily understand the thought process behind it, but I can come up with a plethora of reasons as to why they do what they do, based on my limited understanding of the inside of, uh, you know, Japan's anime industry. I'm just happy that I get more Frieren and that the first episode has more than lived up to my expectations. And I can sit here and be like, for the next 9 weeks, I am not going to have a bad Friday because it's Frieren Fridays.
Well, that's good. What else is on Fridays? Just Frieren? I
Well,
don't
it's the only one that matters, just Frieren.
know.
Isn't one of the like the isekai where it's almost the same isekai as the other isekai on Fridays?
Let
The
me check
tower
that.
building
The
versus the
tower.
overpowered
I
Let's see.
dropped
Emperor's son.
I dropped the noble one, and I'm still watching the tower defense one.
So yeah, Friday anime. Cat's Eye, Beyblade, something that is all in Japanese, Pokemon Horizons, Yu-Gi-Oh, Ganglion, Frieren Beyond Journeys, and Muffler Tape's favorite Twilight spinoff, Dark Moon: The Blood Altar, Fire Force Season 3 Part 2. Fuck that shit.
Okay, so I didn't watch it, but I saw a lot of people very impressed with how well they speed ran 8 chapters in one episode. Or was that like
For Firefox?
sarcasm?
That's Fire Force Dick Riders just saying that it was good.
Oh, okay.
Like it's marginally better than the first part of season 3, but it still was not a very satisfying episode to watch.
Fire Force kind of sucks.
There's honestly not like much entertainment value in it past season 2.
3 noble kids.
Yeah, Hell Mode, the hard.
Oh.
That's another.
He's not a noble.
Friday anime.
Oh yeah, because it's on what's it called? But I thought you were commenting on this. I don't know what the third noble is, unless we're talking about because I dropped noble reincarnation.
I
This is
think
the only
Hell
other
Mode.
one.
I think
Kunan,
Hell Mode. He does end up with the noble family, doesn't he?
Kunan, Noble Reincarnation.
Oh
and
yeah,
Territory
yeah.
Defense.
Kunan, that's right. I dropped that fucking awful show.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
Episode 3 was good enough for me to go to episode 4, and then episode 4 was stupid. They're all
Which one
just
was
like
that one? Kunan.
Kunan. They all just
Kunan,
start like
the
playing
Sorcerer
with the
can see.
bubbles and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, with the blind kid. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Bleh.
I dropped it. So this one, Holy Grail of Eris, transformed into a mystery. Now we got conspiracy theories going all over the place. So this should be entertaining even more. I made a video on this. I just haven't been able to edit it because I've been sleeping for the entire day. Because I think I'm going to die. I've
Don't
slept
we
through
like trolling Biggles? Without
Well-
Biggles, who are we going to rage bait?
Does anyone have the Willy Wonka clip? Oh no, don't.
No.
Little chat. I was telling Biggles that there's a new kaiju anime he should definitely check out. It's called Kaiju Girl Carmelise. And the premise of it is this chick turns into Godzilla whenever she gets too close to her crush.
Nice.
So it's like Kaiju number 8, but with actual romance stuff happening, so it's good.
I would contend that Kaiju number 8 had some romance precursors and then it just fumbled it, but we'll see.
Well, I dropped it. I don't give a shit. That episode was not. It was so cringe and so fucking stupid that I dropped it. So Eris. So there's this guy Rudolph who's like the widower of Lily.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yes, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Lily were like in a relationship. Lily committed the thing, even though it turns out that she might have been murdered. So while Constance was checking out the church of the possible thing, a whole bunch of stuff happened. He finds out, he questions her, then later at the party. Then Scarlet takes over as like a possession kind of thing because she is a ghost, and I don't know. It's really entertaining. I like it.
I actually think that this one has been pretty good so far. I've liked that it's gone a little bit more into the conspiracy theory stuff and the mystery element of it. I find that pretty entertaining. I'm wondering whether this Lord Death is going to end up being an ally for Constance or someone who's going to get in her way. Because he seems like he has some sort of vested interest in his wife's death. Whether that be he wants to cover it up because he's culpable or because he wants vengeance against the killer, who knows? I feel like they could turn him either into an antagonist or I wouldn't say love interest because I feel like he'd be way older at this point, considering like it's like what 10 years ago that
yeah. She's like 15 and he's like 30 something.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past they all they need to do is just not mention their actual ages and they could get away with it for most people. I'm just saying like I don't know which way his character is going to go, whether he is actively invested in trying to get back at the people who robbed him. I feel like it isn't the perfect show, but I do enjoy it just for the concept of we're gonna have this whole mystery thing go on.
Yeah, I want to see more of the mystery.
Also,
Mr.
whatever the
Bones.
fuck that stupid like spell that they're chanting there for their secret fucking group.
Kiku or Kiku. Or
It's like
something.
Kika Kiku Kulu Klux Klan or some shit. I forget what it is.
Yeah.
It's Pikachu.
It's Pikachu. Okay.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Pikachu! It's Jigglypuff. Fuck!
Sentenced to be a hero. We get the king, who is funny as fuck to me. He's just like a hero. They're like, actually, he's just a terrorist. You know.
The delusional man, yeah. So is he actually the king? No, he's just a terrorist who thinks he's king.
What if he was actually the king, and then they usurped him, and then he's just trying to take it back?
I'm pretty sure they describe him as a like a university researcher
Mm-hmm.
in the show, so I don't think he's the king.
Ugh, he should be the king. I would like him better. Um,
He's probably a much more benevolent person than whoever's running the country right now, because there's some fuckery going on in there.
oh yeah, they never trust the government, and we learned that in episode 1 of this. Um,
We learned that in history class, dude.
I know, but if you slept throughout history class, then you learned it in this episode,
If you
first
slept
episode.
through history class, you probably are talking about how America is on stolen land and how communism is a great idea.
I don't believe any of those, and I slept through all of it. The church definitely feels sus. I thought they said he was a royal that fucked up. I don't know. I can't remember.
That could be the case. I don't know.
That reminds me, I sing a song that to my wife, but I change it to Jiggly Boobs. She gets mad at me. Well, I don't blame her. So
Serenade your wife talking about her big fucking titties. Okay.
um, I'm glad Dota wasn't in this one. Dude, I slept in all my classes. Fucking school was stupid. I had straight A's. Slept through everything. Didn't study at all.
You had straight A's because you were down on your knees for every teacher.
No, actually, I had all the
Yeah.
girls. I had all the
Yeah.
girls do my homework. I
Yeah.
slept in every class and just got a perfect score on all the tests without
Wow.
studying.
So you were basically just that manipulative douchebag who all the girls
Yes,
liked and would do
yes.
anything for, and just like, like,
And I had them do my homework. Yeah, exactly.
hey, Biggles. Hey, bitch, do my homework. Okay.
Basically, yes, I had straight A's. Just so you guys know, that was before I had fucking a whole bunch of concussions. By the time I graduated high school, I only had 3. That is 8 from now. That was after high school. I had 8 more. I've had 11 concussions.
So your brain has been tenderized.
Dude,
Got
my
it.
brain is completely fucked.
Explains why you are entertained like a child when it comes to anime.
Over here watching like the kids shows. I'm like, yay!
Double D's must be serenaded. No, double D's must be fondled. Okay.
Yeah. I was extremely smart until I fucking took too many to the head.
Just
And Griff can
here's
say that
one for
whatever
you.
he wants.
Hey, honey, those look heavy. Let me carry those for you. I'm sure that'll work, right?
Exactly. So my knight, Xylo, is in like a cave, a mining. They're in a mining cave, right? And not all the people died. And now, after some
So
little
basically,
girl.
the the land contamination from the first demon lord has spread into the mines, and it corrupted a bunch of the mine workers.
Yeah. And who knows if that little girl's dad died or if he can save her. We'll see.
More likely than not, he's dead.
Yeah, probably. But there was also the church guy that came in as the, like, I think the commander actually like respects Xylo after that first episode, you know? So she was asking him his opinion, and then the church guy's like, don't fucking talk to this loser, basically. I was like, you shouldn't fucking get his opinion. He's fucking trash.
I enjoyed the second episode. I think I liked episode one more because it did focus a little bit more on just like Xylo being Xylo.
Hmm.
Um, and there, I don't think there was a whole lot of like lore implications put into this one, or like power system implications that were put into this one, like there were in the first episode. And I think that's another like drag for me. But I did like some of the new characters that they added, and I do kind of like to see that the pig-headed commander chick is still there. Like, all right, you know what? You saved our asses the last time. I'll at least hear you out this time because I know you're not completely full of shit.
Yeah, and I'm glad Dota isn't in this episode. That fucking guy's
I
annoying.
like Dota. Fuck you.
Dude, he'd end up stealing something in this cave and then fucking blowing up everyone in the cave and then all die.
The name of the show is Sentenced to be a Hero. It's going to have criminals doing criminal things. It makes sense.
See, I find the idea that Dota is a hero because he has 1,000 counts of petty thievery hilarious. That's why I like having him around.
Basically, he's the, it was like, it was like it's not three strikes. You fucking did it 1,000 times, you a-hole. Like, you are a
Well,
degenerate. He's a kleptomaniac.
yeah, no, he is. There's that, but to be entirely serious, like the major reason why he was sentenced to be a hero is because he tried to steal from royalty and
Yeah,
got caught.
he just keeps stealing over and over again. But
But it's also canonically that he has over 1,000 counts of petty thievery to his name.
he's just kind of annoying. That's why I don't like him.
I think he's fucking hilarious. Well, he stole a fucking coffin because who the fuck knows? He stole a nuclear bomb because who the fuck knows?
Yeah, he just steals
This
everything.
dude's fucking insane, and I love it.
Okay. I know Crimson put this on his binge list. Are you watching this one, little Chad?
Of course. It's
Hold
good.
up, I'm actually caught up on this one now.
Yeah.
Oh,
As of
you-
today, before the breakdown, before I actually started watching the High School of the Dead today, I caught up on this.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were putting this on your binge list.
No, I said after you left, I said on Friday, I said I was putting or Saturday, I said I was putting this on my actual watch list as I was dropping a couple of anime that I just didn't want anything to do with.
Oh, okay, nice. So this is awesome. I think she got her amnesia maybe falling off the roof, because there was that little scene where she saw like her old self, like had a flash of her old self sitting there sad. So I wonder if maybe she fell off the roof and hit her head.
Potentially, I feel like you could be reading into it a little bit more. It may just be that the roof was like her place of reflection in her previous life where things just weren't going well for her. And
Mhm.
maybe she was just up there because it was the place where she felt the most separated from everything.
Mhm.
So
Maybe.
who knows? I don't think there's enough out there to speculate on it yet, but potentially, I won't rule it out.
Like how she got hammered after one drink, like one sip.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. I also liked the in episode 2 the little girl who was just like wanting her to clean everything and like I want to help you. Look at I drew on my clothes. So can I clean this?
I hope we get more of her. I like seeing their interactions, and then she was able to fix that flag for them too. So that's
Mm-hmm. I think it's a very pardon me. I think it's a very wholesome, very endearing show. I like Kinmei. I think she's a great character. I don't know where they're gonna like bring the whole romance thing into this, but
actually
so
needs to.
far I've enjoyed what they have done with it, and just the title of "Wash It All Away" kind of makes me imply like she may have purposely tried to do something that resulted in her
Amnesia.
memory getting yeah, it resulted in her amnesia. I have a feeling that it's not some accident that caused it, but like she legitimately tried to forever box herself and it failed.
now she's all happy and everybody loves her. Little Chad.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the wash it away.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even. I I like it. It's bland. I find it a little I mean, it's a little too blandy slice of lifey for me.
No. All right.
But
Well,
You
but
were
I like it.
threatening him over the Invisible Man last week, but you think this one's bland?
Okay, I think the Invisible Man and his future bride is fucking so adorable.
You
I
are
mean,
overglazing the shit out of that
well,
series.
I think she's super adorable. Okay.
wait, hold on. Let's. What do you not find? She's blind and he's invisible. It's cute. They have little office romancy stuff. They're both being shy. It's fun and it's just sweet.
This
Even the
one,
man who
this
calls everything peak said it was. He's probably dropping it.
And okay, little Chad, take this from a manga reader, because I was reading the manga long before that anime ever got announced. It's okay. I don't hate the series. I find it mildly endearing, but if I had to compare the two of them, I would say Wash It All Away is more endearing.
Okay.
Mostly because I don't care for the furry and I don't care for the gay guy.
Well, that's not. I mean, that's not the main one. But I mean, I will continue to Wash It All Away, and if it keeps being sweet and endearing, I'll
You sound
possibly
like you're
change my
being
opinion.
tortured to say this.
How am I? Okay, Mister Frieren ranked 30 because it didn't have an episode yet.
Yeah, it didn't have an episode yet. It's not
I'm
my
still
fault. You guys
I'm
are
still
too retarded.
baffled you had it on the list when you didn't even watch an episode. Like,
Yeah,
You
so
could have.
I was
You could have
marking it
just.
so I had them all there
You
when I
could have just.
wanted them, and
Yeah,
I
the
moved it.
smart play would have just been leave it off the list and say it hasn't premiered yet.
Yeah, but then I would have forgotten to add it to the list because I'm retarded. So
well,
I
that's
had
a
them
you.
all.
That's a skill issue, Biggles. That is
Yeah.
a skill issue.
So I did it first. Okay, you guys are retarded. And I even sent you a screenshot telling you what I was doing, like way before I even did it there.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't care. Skill issue, you dog shit retard.
okay. So this one, My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Uh, Koichi and Pop were barely in this one. There was some.
My least favorite episode of this entire series so far.
I don't like it.
Outside of Koichi basically learning some new tricks with his powers and doing kind of the things that I thought I was talking about him doing in the last episode. I don't really care much for this episode. I thought like the focus on Sugauchi was kind of meh. Even the dub for this one screwed up Koichi's intro, and I actually did a comparison on this one before we joined in here. So when Koichi meets like the Mecha Godzilla dudes at the school, in the dub he says, I'm the guy who respects personal boundaries. And like launching into his whole spiel as he introduces himself as the crawler.
Mhm.
In the sub, he says, I'm the guy who gives advice on wholesome romantic relationships from a distance so I don't get clobbered.
Didn't they add that part too?
Well, the thing is that the I'm the guy who respects personal boundaries is not in the sub version.
Oh yeah, they just fucking add a whole bunch of shit in dubs and everything.
Yeah, but the whole like social thing or the social commentary thing about like minority representation and all that was still kind of in there, just not as egregious in the sub. And again, the noticeable lack of Knuckle Duster in this season has been something that I feel like has made it less enjoyable. I still like this show. I still really do enjoy it because I like Koichi's like development in like how he's been using his powers and everything, and I like the stuff going on between him and Pop Step. But without Knuckle Duster, the show just feels like it's missing something.
Yeah, and at the end of this episode, it kind of explained like he's not. It kind of made it feel like he's not coming back at all, and then he's not in the poster for season 2. on my anime list. So he might not be in the season at all, especially because the storyline with his daughter wrapped up.
Hmm.
Um, but I
Sorry, I
like
kind of interrupted you there. I'm really sorry.
it's okay. I like the All Might part, and then apparently the bath salts were all roses. But other than that, I kind of agree. This is probably like the worst episode. It's not like the JJK episode where I have tweets that can solve what they did in that episode in less time. So, and they even did it in less time. So, um, little Chad.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I still like. How do I put this right? I love the idea, like we talked about, just the way this is in the universe and just going on. I just like the show. I think it's I've seen now some of the manga for pop stuff. And I think I'm now I can't not look and see that they've neutered the design a little bit there. So that is this is one of those things where like Crimson is always like, I've read the manga and here's where some of the problems with the adaptation are. And usually because I'm more anime only for things, it's not as big a deal. But having now started checking out the Vigilantes, I am, and it doesn't seem like a fair criticism because I think the show is really solid, but I don't like the neutering of some of the design elements that now that I've started seeing the manga. And I I don't like that. I should have probably just stayed anime only on it so that I could have just continued to really enjoy it, because stuff like this I feel like is being overly nitpicky, because it's not like the design is terrible
Mm-hmm.
in the anime. It's just not, once you see certain things, you can't unsee it. And this is a good example of, I probably should have stayed anime only instead of being greedy and wanting to get into the manga to get into it. But I was but but the My Hero itch I had after the first one ended, and with this one being so solid after its first season, I went ahead and did it. And I really like the manga designs. So um it's that's the only, like, that's the thing that's sticking in my head watching it now, is just that I don't like some of the changes on that, even though the show's good.
And on this comment, there's not much we can do. We can go complain, but they're not going to fucking change who they have doing it. They don't give a fuck.
I mean, no, it's because, I mean, her costume specifically
I
would have
know,
been
I know, I know.
yeah,
changed
they
their
would have,
costume.
if they had kept it as it was, there would have been all the tourists yelling
We were
"Lolly, rah,
robbed of
rah, rah,
Pop
rah."
Step's butt.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's
And that's the
after,
only thing that people like about her. We saw the
you know,
survey.
Oh,
sometimes
come on.
this is
It's
where
adorable how she has to try and fucking deal with Koichi being dense as shit.
this is back where it's a good example of what I was talking about with the late O's, early teens. That was where anime was like, we don't give a f. We're gonna just
Mhm.
go balls to the wall with animating this stuff just like it was in the manga. Like, if there was nudity, there's nudity. If the school nurse is a flotation device, she's a flotation device. Like, this is fight the tourist, man, because you can see where they're, I feel like this is a lot of Sony, Crunchyroll, Funimation teams, that
Mhm.
whatever's left of that crew, because they have the effective monopoly,
They just
they
keep
can get
bringing
away.
shit.
They're doing it in the idea of, like, it makes it more mainstream. It'll be, especially My Hero. My Hero is one of their mainstream I mean, you go to a GameStop, there's My Hero shit all up in that. It's Demon Slayer and My Hero stuff.
Mhm.
So I think they really wanted to make sure that this spinoff, because, I mean, obviously they want Vigilantes to be their, continuation show. It's what they've got available. I do think that we're going to get another My Hero series coming up. there's been too many rumbles about it now that I think it's definitely happening. I think it'll get announced when they drop that final like anime episode. When is that coming out? It's
March, I
for
think.
for the main line. I think that is going to be effectively not so much a epilogue for the original series as much as the launch of the sequel series. Like it's, hey, here's our backdoor pilot for the sequel series show. Get excited. Look forward to it. It's coming. And Vigil, I think it's almost like they wanted, if you look at HBO with stuff with their House of the Dragon, and then now they've got the Dunkin' Egg show. They want to have multiple iterations so that now we know that anime takes, if you're doing it quality, like a couple of years to do a season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what their plan is going to have probably studios doing Vigilantes, then a studio doing mainline, and they'll alternate so that they always have My Hero shit to sell merch because it's one of their more popular mainline things. So it is what it is. Every time I go into the manga, I'm really pleased with the manga, and I see that it pulled less punches than what they do in the anime lately. Now the older stuff that seemed to not be as big a deal, they really kind of just went. If they were doing an adaptation, it was either if it was a shit adaptation, it wasn't because they were changing so much the character designs, as like Spice and Wolf wasn't a terrible show, but the adaptation wasn't as good as the one we're getting now. So sometimes it goes the other direction. I don't know. I think this is falling a little victim to them trying to merchandise the heck out of My Hero.
That could make sense.
That was an awful long tangent on a show that's still really solid. I really enjoy Vigilantes. I like it. I think it shows the potential for spin-offs. There's also the danger that we could have degrading quality in the spin-offs coming from My Hero. It's a risk. You know, it's you don't want to give too many people the right to play in that universe who aren't qualified to, who make shit adaptations, then it starts tainting the original. I mean, look at Star Wars, right? Love it or hate it. And even if you're a fan of the sequels, it's hard to argue that the way the sequel stuff in Star Wars came off didn't taint and negatively impact even the original stuff going back on it. I mean, the prequels even did that. They were divisive. Like, if you're doing continuations or spin-offs, you better make sure they're committed to doing a quality product.
All right, let's go to the next one. A cute girl in the hero's party. So I tried confessing to her. Now, I told this to Crimson on his show. If they kick the hero kid in the nuts, I'm moving this above Frieren for 1 week. Because that kid needs to get kicked in the nuts, and if that happens, it will go to number 1 for 1 week.
I mean, they're not going to kick him in the nuts, but they are going to make sure
number
that
1. There you go.
it's still a fun show. It is nice. I do. I especially liked, what is it, the harpy becoming a maid, because
she's just like, no, this is what I want to do.
She just naturally got along with the other maid because they're completely like emotionless about things. And then how she threw him under the bus. She's a harpy and you cut her wings off. Yes, he's terrible. Hate him.
I enjoy this show, but it's kind of one of those like lowbrow ones that I enjoy just because like I like romance and stuff. I don't have a great amount of faith that it's going to turn into something great, but yeah, I kind of figured that it was going to be something like he was going to confess to Happiness or one of the other maids.
I'd confess to the head maid.
Yeah, because you like women who can beat the shit out of you.
All right.
But no, like as far as this goes, like it's not particularly like a standout series, whether it goes to isekai, romance, or slice of life. But there are certain enjoyable elements of it, like the subordinates, just like the relationship between the main character and the priestess chick. And I would like some satisfying beat down on the hero. There's nothing in there that's going to make this go above Frieren. Like that is an L take.
I said kicking him in the nuts. It will go for 1 week above it. Okay.
No, that's an L take.
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's an L take. More like a Biggles take, but it's an L take nonetheless.
Nah, it's a win. It's a win.
It's an L take.
That is greatness. You get it's like episode 3 of Toka Piece. Fucking bitch dies. Best anime ever for 1 week.
No. Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay. Let's
Nuh-uh.
the cutest fucking anime there is. The Demon King's Daughter is Too Kind. This week we have a a fucking succubus who can't seduce anybody, and she's just like playing pranks on the guy and wins. Have a staring contest with me and draws all over her face with like lipstick. You know, those aren't my eyes; these are. Like, stop.
Really, the only reason I watch this is because the mascot character is someone I actually enjoy seeing. Unlike a Spy Family, I don't like Anya. With this, I actually like Do. I think she's cute.
All the singing.
Well,
And
that
then
I
the
could
show
do
gets-
without. I'm not particularly interested in that. But I will say, the Demon Lord's daughter is cute.
It's adorable. Little Chad.
It's just, I mean, it's adorable. Like it's like the chibi lead is just, I mean, now you get like what makes the humor is obviously how adorable the lead is versus some of the situations. Like you can get humor through, like slapstick or physical, but in this case it's you get a lot of the situational stuff where like demon lords, but it's also like, what was it when we talked about it last week with how horrible the backstories are for so many of them, like, and you're juxtaposing the horribleness with like this super adorable
She's like, I was told to grill you and shroom you, so she's grilling like mushrooms and giving it to him. Like, that's the kind of shit we get. It's fucking adorable.
Yeah, so I mean, this is kind of in the vein of like absurdist humor and fun, just how crazy it would be. Like, oh, it's the like evil demon lord, and it's just super adorable. I mean, I like it. It reminds me of how much I used to like the first season of Devil is a Part Timer.
Mm-hmm.
With kind of the absurdity of like a demon lord being, like in some kind of with a funny
McDonald's cashier.
Yeah, the McRonald's, and then his demon general is basically a feisty gay, like trying to keep everything clean, and then he's got the other demon like general who's an otaku neat who's just sitting there wanting to play video games and buy shit on Amazon. And the hero getting a job at a phone center. I mean, so that kind of stuff is ripe for comedy. So I like when they do stuff like this. I mean, comedy anime is good. I also think this one is a little less subject to localizers fucking with it than some other comedies. Mm-hmm. Just because it's the humor translates so easily. You don't have to try to have them start using Gen Z slang and all that other stuff that tends to ruin some of the comedy elements in other shows. Mm-hmm. If I have to watch one more like teen comedy where they've decided to localize it into like no cap, his Riz off the chart, I'm like, no.
So, Lil Chad, are you watching You and I Are Polar Opposites?
Yes, that's what I'm kind of.
Okay, so we're thinking the exact same thing here when we're talking.
Yeah.
Do not watch the dub for that anime. The sub is so much better.
Yeah,
I had a whole conversation with a guy in a Discord that I'm pretty active in. Where we were basically going through. I had watched the dub the day that came out, and he had watched the sub. And I asked him, like, "Hey, is any of this retarded shit in the sub?" And he's like, "No, how bad is it?" So he went and he checked out the dub. He's like, "Yeah, there's none of that fucking stuff in here."
Yeah, that's it's funny because that was exactly what was in my head as I'm saying it, because I with especially like the romantic ones with the teen romance, I don't necessarily mind the dub a lot of time if they keep it restrained, because it's but when they go so stupid with it like that, and and I'll give you a good example. I actually thought the dub was fine for was it More Than a Married Couple but Less Than whatever, the one where they were sentenced
But
to
less, or sorry, more than a married couple,
a
but less
couple,
than
but
lovers. Or sorry, more than lovers, but less than a married
the
couple, or
married
something
couple,
like that.
whatever the combination of naming was. The dub was actually pretty solid with that. It didn't like it was restrained. It was keeping to it. I think the dub on Dangers of My Heart is another pretty solid one where they don't really go out of their way to change stuff to dramatically to make it US
I can
Gen
point
Z.
out a few scenes where, like, he says, "Did I just mansplain fashion to a model?" in the dub, and that's not what he says in any of the other versions.
Yeah. No, I know, but I also at the same time I think the one place where the dub in Dangers of My Heart is actually funnier a little bit in English is the when he's talking to his libido, which because some of like I think it does at least I think the humor for that one does come off a little to me a little better than where it's a little more restrained in the Japanese one. But anyway, the polar opposite one, and they also got in the dub, like Archie's saying, the voice actress.
She said he
The
said in the sub.
oh I was I see I was about to agree with him. I was gonna say in the dub, the voice actress is fucking annoying as shit. In addition to her, what she's saying, her delivery, her
Oh,
choice of way to deliver the lines. I know Crimson, you saw it, right? It was just like it was like nails on chalkboard. Oh no, he
So I guess
changed
he
the
he
dub.
fixed it. He
Yeah,
fixed it.
yeah. So then we all agree because
Yeah,
it's not like they localize the actual like script to be stupid.
but
Then
you
the
don't
lines
understand,
are
little
delivered.
Chad. All of this lingo and stuff, it makes the characters so much better. It makes them better, dude. Like, come on.
When I watch a dub and I understand the Japanese words more than what's going on in the dub, then the dub is bad. Okay. There was parts in My Dress Up Darling where I would watch the dub and I'd be like, what the fuck is she even saying? Like none of these words are English. Like and
Yeah,
they're
I watched season 1 dub, but season 2 I watched subbed because I wanted to avoid stuff like that. I have no problem, um, uh, with, when it comes to My Dress Up Darling, I have no problem with Amelie's voice acting. I actually think she does a really good job. I have a problem with the people who are writing the English scripts.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay,
I'll give an
so
example of where the dub for some. All right, so a show where the dub can be very helpful versus a sub is something like um was it Kyoto which
Yukonami.
girls are like the one where it's set in the north and they made them like sound like they're from Wisconsin. Um
Hokkaido
oh,
gals,
Hokkaido gals are like because one all right it's one thing when it's just Japanese language, but if part of it is actually hearing a distinct dialect difference within the foreign language, changing in the when you're watching a dub of it where they can give you a dialect reference that you get just from a geographic standpoint, like we know that dialect is very pronounced in like the northern Midwest, almost Canadian border kind of zone, and it gives you a good frame of reference when you're watching the show. Like that's where a dub can be helpful as if they're because we're like don't you know and they're doing the language that
Mhm.
because I'd be honest, I am not so even though I lived there a few years, I am not so good with picking up Japanese sound that I can pick up the dialect between northern Japan versus central, and I know there's differences. There are. I mean, a good example of that was, I mean, even though it's kind of it's a different language, is the Okinawa show where they speak, Okinawa, and it's a different whole language than straight Japanese. So that's where I will say that dubs have some good places where they can actually make it improved, and it's not because of the localizers. It's because it gives you auditory cues that you can't pick up not having lived in Japan or being from that country.
Now, I'm going to say this one would benefit from a dub, and I have to watch the new dub uh, because it's so fucking colorful that when I'm trying to read it, I'm getting distracted.
I think
So
you're just retarded if you're distracted by the video.
it's just flashing colors, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I think you're just retarded.
Whatever. Have you guys seen Scum of the Brave?
Yes, I've been watching this. I actually really enjoy this one.
I haven't watched this one yet. Is it good?
Yeah.
It's basically Sentenced to Be a Hero, but in like modern times with dude hunting crime bosses. I have my gripes about it. I don't think it's as good as Sentenced to Be a Hero, but I enjoy it for what it is because I liked the main character we got out of this one.
Yeah. And I also like the crazy girl with the pink and blue hair.
Oh, the chick who's constantly calling him master.
Yes, she's funny. I like her.
It has a good dynamic going there. I was just why do you limit everyone? Like, it doesn't make sense if they're all going to get their powers from like injecting like drugs and stuff or like from surgeries and everything. Why does everyone only have one power? Like, you would think that then you would just basically be like, all right, I got this for like super speed, this for super strength, this allows me to do this, and that. And like, you could have your specializations and stuff and people's different fighting styles, but like, I feel like you could have done something a little bit more interesting with it and had a little bit more, tactical appeal to the fights. At the same time, why do you call the crime bosses Dark Lords when you could just call them Yakuza bosses?
Who knows? Maybe they can't use the words anymore for Yakuza. But I think maybe like the power thing, they can later explain it. This is headcanon, so don't take my word for it. But what if it's if they tried to do something else outside of their power, like it causes problems and it fucks with your
Well,
body?
it's the difference between. My point is that it's the difference between the power is in them and they have to unlock it by injecting a substance, and the power is actually coming from the substance or the surgery itself. And it's not something that's unlocked in you; it's something that is installed in you. That's the difference I'm arguing about. I don't necessarily have a problem. It's not necessarily a problem with storytelling. It's a problem with writing. That's my complaint about it. Is I feel like from a writing standpoint, it would have been cooler to allow these characters to use multiple different abilities depending on what they're injecting, but they would have to weigh the consequences of the side effects of using too many different abilities, or just some people have their fighting styles and they don't like to use certain things. It would have made for much more interesting things rather than just everyone injects the same substance and they each have one power that they use.
Okay. That that could be a thing. Who knows? I don't.
I don't
Did
doubt
they
that they can
explain that?
explain it. I don't doubt that they can explain it in world. I'm not critiquing the actual series itself. I'm critiquing the author's choice in what they did.
Oh, okay. There, everybody gets some fucking gifted memberships, and since there's gifted memberships, I forgot I could do this once a month. And since everybody's getting gifted memberships, you guys get where is it? I don't know where it is now. I need to put
You
together.
see that clip is actually going around on the internet and causing
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
Chibi
full one. It's the full
was.
one.
I saw Chibi posting about it.
It's the full one, but whatever.
I almost might do Crimson News Network on Wednesday, even though I wasn't necessarily planning on it, because of all the controversy that clip has caused.
Well, it's also someone was like, "This is what happens when you just never grow up and make it your whole personality." It's like these guys are fucking retarded. And it's even got Urza in it in that other clip that was going around. I didn't understand why they were so upset. It just sounds like they're upset that an anime girl is getting more likes and whatever bullshit they can put. Fucking
Well, yeah, there's one jealous woman. Then there is two tourists who come in and have to take a holier than thou stance on something, particularly fan service.
yeah. Well, those guys are fucking losers. That's all I gotta say on that shit. All right, so yeah, this is a fun one. Actually, I actually really like this one. I moved this one up higher. I don't think either of you are watching A Daily Life of the Part-Time Torturer, but the first,
Nope. I'm
the
taking Muffler's advice that this is just closeted boys' love.
Yeah.
it's not. Um,
You say that now.
it's not. I googled it. Um, but no, they're just dudes that work together, and then it literally starts off this episode
Mhm.
saying, "Female experts, no, for torture." Okay, then let's go to this one. So this one, we're going to get a dueling isekai. It looks like the heroine is also isekai'd, and the villainess is isekai'd. So we'll see. That's why she's like trying to ruin the villainess's life because she knows she's the villainess.
I think it's a One Republic song that comes to mind when I watched this latest episode of this one where it's too late to apologize.
Yeah.
Um, that's all I think of is like this dude is just like he fucked himself over so hard and is only now realizing like he had it good with this chick as his fiance because she was constantly covering his six, trying to make sure he was doing everything right,
Mhm.
and he just like kicked her to the fucking curb because he thought she was a nag.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you're retarded. Um,
Sometimes you got that brain damage, yeah.
yeah, I know all about that. um,
And he instantly realized when she tried to like go for the other prince right out the gate, like, oh shit, this chick might actually be bad news.
yeah. And then they're like,
Like,
send him
she ain't
away.
loyal, she for the streets.
Well, the funny thing is, in episode 2, he goes and talks to her, and she's basically like, "We need to get rid of her still, like, bitch."
Hmm.
Then he goes and like talks to the dad. I think that was the king, right? That he talked to.
That he talked to, yeah, I believe that was
That
his
was
father, the king.
okay. That's what I thought. And he's like, "Yeah, I apologize to her and everything because you're a fucking idiot, basically." And like, you
Mm.
never realized that she was doing all this for you. And then he tried to like take her back, and the dude just swoops in and was like, "Get your fucking hands off my
Yeah,
woman,
no,
bitch!"
he's literally out there like you realize that you've already broken off your engagement. This isn't going to go very well for you. And then he happens to run into her and is like, well, maybe this is my chance to, hey, what are you doing with my woman?
Yeah, gets put in his
Oh,
place.
shit.
Drop the hammer.
So, yeah, I've enjoyed this one. I still think I like Holy Grail of Eris more.
Yeah,
But
me
I
too.
enjoyed the second episode a little bit more than I did the first. I like to see that we're not going down the other prince is going to be an arrogant dickhead who just gets himself into more and more trouble. Like he's kind of already facing the consequences of his actions, and we're going to be over that soon. And it's not going to be a lingering plot point that just sort of looms over everyone's head for the rest of the series.
We'll see what happens to him in this episode or in this next episode because he made a move on another man's fiance.
Hmm.
He dumped her for some fucking loser who was only trying to ruin the other person's life, and yeah, get fucked.
He dumped her for a peasant.
Yeah, what kind of fucking loser dumps someone for a peasant? Little Chad, have you watched this?
Yeah, I like great. All right, I'm not as this is sacrilege to say to Biggles. The
It's okay,
villainous
I
stuff
forgive you.
isn't my jam all the time, and I watched it. I feel like I'm going to devote my villainous attention to Eris because I like that one better.
You should have heard us going back and forth about how I said villainess is almost on par with Kicked Out of the Hero's Party for how much it just abuses its own tropes within genre.
I was ready to throw hands.
Yes, I mean it's. Cause I'll be honest, like, all right, so I'm watching, I watch anime and I try to get my wife to watch more anime with me when, she sees all this villainous stuff and she she actually said, like, why is, like, I was like, well, this is designed, I was like, for boys there's isekai with the power fantasy, right? And these villainous ones are trying to capture more of a female audience but they're
At
both
Biggles.
they're both getting very, very generic. She's like, like, she doesn't even watch that much, and she was like, oh, another one. I was
Another
like, another
one.
one. And there's
Another
another
one.
I have to disagree with Jeremy Turner here. This was the most villainous one right off the rip. It was exactly the same as almost every single one until the last 3 minutes.
I'll be, what's funny though, just as a side note, what all this unhappiness with this repetitive villainous shows got me was her being willing to try out watching Gushing Over Magical Girls and thinking it
Oh
was
no.
hilarious.
Oh,
She thought it was hilarious.
Oh Lord.
I was
Hey
like,
honey,
okay.
you want to watch 14-year-old girls do BDSM?
She thought it was hilarious because she was like, she was like, what is that? I was like, well, that's do you know Sailor Moon, right? You know magical girls as a concept. She's like, yeah. I was like, well, this is kind of a parody of that. So I left her on purpose. I left her completely unprepared for exactly what it was going to be until that opening credit started, and she's like, "What the hell is this?" And then she started laughing, and we were okay.
The fuck are you making me watch, little Chad? Okay. All right, let's go to Dead Account. Have you watched this, little Chad?
No, I didn't watch this one.
Okay, so I kind of like it, but it has gone down a lot this week for me compared to the other anime. The other animes were better for me. But last week, I really liked the first episode. This one, uh, it's just kind of. I'm now hating the character that I kind of liked in the first episode, and now kind of hate that character. The only character I really like is the main character. Uh, And I think it's so Crimson and I disagree on like the power system. I actually like that it's based on like their online personas that how they get their powers.
I think it's fucking retarded.
And Crimson thinks it's fucking retarded.
I'll keep my piece short on this so that we don't drag this out. But basically, I think that there were a couple of fumbles in this latest episode that could have been easily fixed in the way they handled the main character. I just don't like the way they got him to stick around the academy. It could have been done better, IMO, and probably would have played more to the strengths of his character and the thing that I've liked about him so far, which is, just his dedication to his family and not wanting to constantly fight.
And then they rage bait him into coming back.
Yeah, they basically just use rage bait to get him to come back to the academy. I feel like it should have been a little bit more of a like reflective thing to where like he kind of just decides, yeah, I don't want people to go through what I went through, so maybe I will join this academy and learn to use my powers. Even though they're fucking retarded because you have to have your cell phone in order to activate your spiritual power. Because apparently because apparently ghosts can hide in the internet now.
That's what they said wherever they're active. That's the whole premise of the show. But we'll see if week 3 gets like really bad. It might go down like below all of these. I like how
I'm surprised you're still watching Jack of All Trades.
I want to see how the teaching goes. That's it. That's the only reason.
He wants to see him put the moves on the sister.
Which
On
sister?
the younger sister or the older sister?
Yeah,
The older one. Clearly,
okay.
she's the one who's qualified for business.
Okay, that's what I was hoping. But the older sister is like, is my little sister not good enough? Okay, so Before we go into Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm going to pull up my Twitter that I have somewhere. Let's just. Well, I don't want to do it that way. So I have 2 bookmarks for Twitter, and it is basically the. Why is this not? There we go. So I have 2 bookmarks here, and what I really.
実はごち
Okay,
ゃごちゃして
so
て
I'm going to pause that, or I'm going to mute it. So basically, this last episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, the entire episode was exposition. Now, at the beginning of this, they basically says it was too confusing. Can we explain it? This is already better animation than what was going on in the show. This is already more that's going on the stream that went on.
I disagree,
There's
but
it was the whole
you're blinded by your hate boner on this one.
the whole room was white. Okay, the whole room was white. They they can do this in 3 minutes. They did this in 3 minutes, and this explains it way better than what it did in the show. And you get all the things that
It
you got in
also
the show.
doesn't give you all of the backstory for Kenjaku, his motives, the potential ways that they can get around things and all that. They don't give you any of the fine details that they discussed in the anime that you clearly fucking ignored.
The entire episode was a 23-minute expedition done with a white screen behind them with nothing, and then they had the fucking annoying red lines. Okay, yeah, but like it has.
I'm not saying they did an amazing job. I think you just overblow how bad it was.
Well, everybody or they were saying Jujutsu Kaisen fans like, oh, because it's a 7.7. I think a 7.7 for that episode is way too high.
And I think you're fucking wrong.
Because it's just exposition. It's 23 minutes of exposition with a white screen in the background. Like, I don't watch anime to just basically look at a manga or a manga panel for fucking 23 minutes.
Yeah, but you will watch the same villainess story over and over and over again.
Yeah,
so.
because they're good and fun. And those are animated. It's not like I'm looking at a white screen the entire time.
It was not a white screen the entire time.
That whole episode was basically to a white screen.
Incorrect.
No, it was at least 19 minutes of the 23 of just white screen with red outlines on the characters. I can already tell Biggles is wrong. Well, you're retarded. Okay. But yeah, I don't like this episode of Jujutsu Kaisen.
It's definitely one of its weaker episodes, but again, I think that you are overhating it. That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. Nope. I disagree. I don't think so at all.
Well, congratulations.
Well, I mean, if like the entire episode is just exposition, okay? Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. And like I said before, I've already learned basically what I need from this in the just pausing. Well, I don't have concussion, so I'm just like this. Well, that's good to know. Little Chad, are you watching this?
Jujutsu Kaisen, I didn't get into it.
Yeah, I think on the flip side of this, a lot of people do overglaze Jujutsu Kaisen and try to make it something deeper than it is. Like a lot of people will say, like they say Jujutsu Kaisen doesn't have any depth, but they don't realize that like Gojo and Sukuna are like this diametrically opposed philosophical position and everything, like between like niche and like all these other philosophers. I'm just like, shut the fuck up, you retard.
All this over like analyzation or like
It's like everyone analyzing Evangelion, and then the creator comes out and says something like, yeah, all of that symbolism was just me throwing it in there because I fucking felt like it. It doesn't mean anything.
Like sometimes you just want to troll someone. But no, like when I listen to like people talk about this, one of my friends says Jujutsu Kaisen is just like shock factor for shock factor because they're not an actual good writer. Is what one of my friends said about Jujutsu Kaisen. Um,
I feel like they have like a whole like good idea behind it. Like they have a cool premise
premise.
and like a decent like outline for a plot and everything. I just feel like he was too committed to the idea of sorcerers die with regrets and kind of screwed some things up along the way by overcomplicating his own power system, by making some choices that just weren't that great for the overall story, and not tying up enough of the plot threads by the end and just cutting it short.
Mhm.
Also, again, I will say the stuff with Nobara is a particular like sticking point to me with how that character was handled across the whole series. It's just you could have done a whole lot better, even though it was obvious from like 10 miles away what was going to happen. It
Mhm.
was pretty obvious. It was still very poorly handled and not very well integrated into the story.
Yeah, I was very upset when she died.
Yeah,
All right,
right.
Chain Soldier. There's titties in this episode.
I'm not watching
This
it, but I did
episode,
see the clips.
Uh,
just this
there's
episode.
there's titties
Yeah.
in this episode, and then I don't know what that bitch did, but apparently she made like a hallucination for everybody, and they're all just like licking the slave boy. What's his fucking name? Protac.
Doesn't one of them sit on his face?
Yeah, I think so.
It's not fair. It should have been me, not him.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a fan servicey one. You know, I don't know why I'm drawn to this dumpster fire. I still love reading this one.
I think that's an overreaction to this series because I feel like I may not be a huge fan of the anime, but I did read some of the manga before it came out. And I was like, you know what? This is pretty solid. I enjoy it. I'll read more of it. Haven't gone back to it to check it out because I keep buying more manga that I would read before it. But I do intend to get around to this series eventually.
Not a bad plan.
Don't slop on your villains so long that you fumble the ending.
Yeah, it again when it goes back to like the JJK stuff, the author describes a character as having near infinite cursed energy, and then talks about how his reserves aren't even close to the main villains, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Well, it's like so Hank Lee, if he was here, when he talks shit about Gojo all the time, because Gojo was like, yeah, even if he had all of them, I could beat him, and then he gets like bodied when it's like 17 fingers or something like that, or like 16.
19 and Sukuna was hacking.
Was it 19?
Yeah. Basically by the end there's only one finger that hasn't been reintegrated, and that's part of how they end up defeating Sukuna. But basically if Sukuna had not had Mahoraga, he would have gotten fucking dumpstered by Gojo.
Makes sense. I completely forgot what happens at the ending. Really, um, I just remember Gojo dying. I feel Chain Soldier has no idea what's going on right now. Basically, just watch for the fan service. Fair enough, but basically they're just setting up everybody wants to use him for his power now, and then they'll have to go reward him. I like how Nay is just headbats, just like you take a reward in progress. But yeah, this show is just. I also have no idea what's going on right now, other than like the captains all want it.
I mean, everybody wants him. That's been the show since the beginning. Like, first, it was just the individual unit that was all, like thirsty for him. Then it became the second unit that they had, where it was the sisters and the other captain decided she needed to marry him, and now he's got the Dami mommy and the other and the full on general.
Uh,
So it
We'll
is what
see.
it is.
We'll see where this goes. All right. All right. Tojima, worst episode I've ever seen. If I have to deal with this fat bitch one more time, I'm fucking dropping the show. I don't even give a shit. If Tojima and fucking we haven't got Tojima in 2 weeks in his own show. If Tojima and Tackle aren't in this next episode, I'm fucking dropping it. Was there anything you guys wanted to talk about real quick? I know Metalist hasn't started yet, but
Then why is it on the list?
because that's where I put it so I don't forget it later. And this way it reminds me to watch it when it comes out.
I don't have
Forgive you.
anything on there that I really want to talk about because most of the ones between Chain Soldier and Tojima I haven't watched or have dropped.
Okay.
And then Childhood Friend, we've kind of already talked about it, but I guess I'll make my comments here. Tsundere, best girl. Tsundere, best girl.
She straight up has basically told him, she's like, so when are you going to marry me? And like, he's like, she's being a tsundere. So he still thinks he can't be one with a rom-com with his childhood friend, but she's straight up telling him, when are you going to marry me? And then, while the other one's like, I was making fun of you because she was trying to not tell Akari that she likes him.
Yeah, she was too embarrassed to just commit to it. And she fucked herself over.
Yeah. Well, I would say he is best girl because he's a bitch, okay? He's a bitch.
Biggles is best girl because he's a pussy.
He's a bitch. Oh, dude, Marcel, it was so fucking awful. If I have to deal with that fat bitch one more time, I'm dropping the show entirely.
Boo. Everybody, boo this dude.
No, I mean, fucking, who gives a shit about that fat idol? And who cares if Spider-Man's catching feelings? And some dude's like, I left you only so I could master ramen for you. Like, fucking get the fuck out of here. Suck. Anything else you want to talk about, little Chad?
Let me. There was. I can't believe that you didn't bring up Death Game, because that continues to be an
I
awesome
dropped it.
show.
I don't care. I
You
don't want to
dropped
watch
it.
it.
Oh my! You bitch.
I told you I was dropping it.
I know, but I thought you might change your mind because it was an actual quality program.
Oh no, I don't care. I don't like the genre. I don't want to watch it.
Crimson, did you watch the second episode?
How dare you,
I have
Marcel?
not watched this anime at all.
Not at all. Are you waiting, or did I
Well,
miss the part where
here's
you
the
said you
thing.
didn't want to watch it?
Here's you probably missed the part where I said I wasn't planning on watching it because I'm not into death game stuff. I'm gonna check it out over this week though. Same with Samurai Troopers because I've dropped a bunch of stuff, and since I've heard good things about it from a lot of people, I'm just gonna give it a shot.
Okay. Well, yeah, the second episode continues. It looks like we're gonna. So the first one was an extra long arc, right? Where basically it was standalone. Now we're going into the next death game, and it looks like it's not gonna be all resolved in one episode. So be ready. You're not, it's a continuation. Like, so this way you're getting plenty of time to breathe as you get to know the contestants and the setup for each one. It doesn't look like they're going to be making you speed run through shit like Fire Force. So so I think I think the pace is exactly where it needs to be for this to be moving forward and not drag, but also not speed run stuff to this, because you've got to learn new characters each game and such like that. So I'm really enjoying it. Since you guys both haven't watched it, I'll wait until at least maybe Crimson checks it out. But I think it's a really solid show, and I would recommend everyone, maybe even Biggles, try it, even though you're not into death games.
Try something. I already dropped it.
Try the second, try going past the part where you got offended that the voice actress was yeeted.
Yeah, fuck them.
I probably would have gotten around to a little bit of it today if I didn't feel like I wanted a little bit of break from something other than watching anime, which is practically what I did all day.
I I was sick, so I just watched basically anime all day.
Yeah, well, it was only like a few degrees above zero, so we decided not to work outside in that weather. That's why I was just watching anime all day, making sure I was caught up. I had to watch all of High School of the Dead today
There you
before
go.
the stream,
All right.
as I just didn't get a chance to catch it over the weekend.
See, we want 12 episode ones. What is our next etchy? Watch the first season of High School of the Dead, or not High School of the Dead.
Let's say we already
High
watched
School,
High School of the Dead.
High School DxD. We can watch the first episode or the first season, because technically they're all different because they just keep changing voice actors.
Let's see here. Let me pull up. Actually, we have 822. Um,
And like most of them are all High School of the Dead.
Kill la Kill's 24
Do you want
episodes.
to watch your favorite one, Crimson, where he finger bangs the cat?
I'd rather not. Thank you very much. Um,
The edited version of this one is way better. It's so funny. The censored version. Fucking Maria with a camcorder and caution tape. Uh, how to raise a boring girlfriend. Uh, uh, didn't you want to watch this one at one point, little Chad? My first girlfriend is a gal.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it when it was around, and I thought it was a good one. Either that one, or you should watch Show Bitch.
what do we have here? Rosario
Yeah,
Vampire.
my girlfriend is a show bitch.
You still have Jeremy Turner pulled up, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't see it on the screen.
There you go.
It wasn't showing on the stream that it was up. I think maybe it was just on yours. What is this?
Sugumomo. Interesting.
What is this?
I've heard about this one. This one might be a little bit wild. Yeah, Sugumomo.
This one?
Does this
That
have
that looks
multiple
about
seasons?
correct.
It has multiple seasons. See,
Supernatural action comedy.
we're only going for ones with 12.
Is that like a hard and fast rule? Apparently.
Well, we only want to do 12 so we can watch it
Well,
each
let's
week
see
on
here.
top of everything that we're watching. So I'm watching 25
Kygo.
shows, and then I'm also watching my.
So there's only 2 seasons for this. So if we really wanted to,
Yeah, but I also have to watch my fucking sports things and do all the editing.
no. What I was gonna say is we watched 12 episodes. We watched season 1 this week, and then season 2 the next week.
I guess we could do that if you want.
Yeah, I can live with that one. Because I think who picked the last one? Who picked?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, so the audience should pick this one. I guess that's a good call. You've still got the comment up highlighted.
Yeah, I knew on that one. All right, so we're going to watch the same show 2 weeks in a row.
Immoral Guild. Now that you're really going the extra mile.
Why the hell are you here, teacher?
I'm just saying for your convenience because I have a lot of stuff that I gotta watch this upcoming week. Like on top of the things that I'm watching for weeklies, I gotta watch Erased and 91 Days. Those are both 12 episode series. So
World killed the Red Crimson.
All right, when we're done with this one, we can do My Girlfriend is a Show Bitch because that's only 10 episodes. Then Biggles can be happy.
Okay. All right, so whatever Shusha
Sugu Momo.
Sugo Momo.
Is that the one we want to go with? We don't want to do that like 2 week stretch there where we just cover both seasons?
I guess.
Or do you just want to do season 1 and then move on? It's up to you guys. I only recommend that as like the compromise so that not everyone's bogged down watching 24 episodes.
I say we commit to watching season 1
Yeah.
and we decide if we continue to season 2 based on that when we come back and reconvene.
All right. I'm down for that.
That sounds reasonable. All right. Well, I'm going to call it. We're over the 2-hour mark, and I'm dying. So,
Biggles is in shutdown mode.
hopefully, Goblin Slayer clip will work. All right. Goodbye.
Like hell, we're gonna believe that. A goblin lord? My ass. You're just a damn goblin. Just a disgusting little goblin. And me, I'm the